What is truth? What is accuracy and precision? What does the truth have to do with accuracy and precision? And what are the results of not being accurate and precise? Truth according to Scripture. John chapter 18, verse 33 to 40. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again, and called Yeshua, and said unto him, Are you the king of the Jews? Yeshua answered him, Did you say this thing of yourself, or did others tell you, or tell it of you and me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Your own nation and chief priests have delivered you unto me. What hast you done? Or what have you done? Yeshua answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews? But now is my kingdom not from here. Pilate therefore said unto him, Are you a king then? Yeshua answered, You say that I am a king. To this end I was born, and for this cause I came to the world, that I should bear the witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth hears my voice. Then Pilate famously said unto him, What is truth? And when he had said this, he went out again unto the Jews, and said unto them, I find him no fault at all. But you have a custom that I should release unto you at the Passover. Will you therefore that I release unto you the king of the Jews? Then they cried, saying, Not this man, but Barabbas. Now Barabbas was a robber. One of the key things that you find is that the 3 times that they use truth is the same way that it is being used. It's the same definition, same Strong's numbers. Whether it's in the Greek, which is G225, or in Hebrew, 571. As you can see, that same Strong's numbers, truth, is used multiple times in the Brit Hadashah, New Testament. It is used in 99 verses and it found 110 matches within the Scriptures. The general definition of G225, aletheia, is the word or defined as truth, true, ex-truly, truth, or verity. Okay, it comes from the word alethes. Alethes, don't know how to quite pronounce it, from G1, meaning true. The corresponding Hebrew word is emeh. And figuratively, certainly, truth, trustworthiness, and assuredness. This is all basically found through the e-sword, and you can basically find out the different spelling and definitions of the words. Now, Greek is a little bit more structured, and so is Hebrew as compared to, let's say, the English language. Okay, because you can find that in those 4, there's at least 4 different ways that the word truth is being used with a little different spelling at the end. Okay, this is actually coded as from Robinson's morphological analysis code, which tells you how the word or the noun is being used, whether it's singular, feminine, and that type of stuff. You get the same structure in other languages, specifically French is another one, because my maternal language is French, and I didn't learn English until I was 8. And you get the same thing in French, where you use pronouns, nouns, and they may be indirect, direct, disjunctive, subjective, adversarial pronouns or adverbial pronouns. Same thing with verbs. Verbs can be imperfect, past definite, future, compound past, pluriperfect, past, anterior, future perfect, and present tense. So you get all these type of things. It could be spelled a little differently, but you have the same type of structure. So depending on how it's being used within the Scriptures or in any phraseological point of view. The whole point of the word truth and how it's being defined is basically Yeshua also said back in John 14:6, Yeshua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes unto the Father but by me. Again, the same spelling of the word truth is being used again. Now, the reason why I chose this passage, because it basically actually involves about three different perspectives. The way, the truth, and the life. And the way is explained basically in Psalms 119, verse 1. Truth, Psalm 119, verse 142. And the life, Deuteronomy 32, 46 to 47. As you can continue reading on below. But the one I want to hit the most is obviously truth. And referring to Psalms 119, 142, it says, your righteousness is everlasting, and your Torah is truth. So when Messiah was speaking truth, he was saying Torah. Torah is truth, the law, the first 5 books. Genesis to Deuteronomy. Now, in order to be truthful, you must be accurate and precise. This is something that I've learned as part of my quality background. We use this in basically analyzing data and things like that. But this applies anyways to statements and basically scriptural statements. So we learn what truth is. Truth is the Torah. And Yeshua was speaking truth. Okay? Also what we find in another part of John, actually 1 John 3:4, he defines what sin is. He says, whoever commits sin transgresses also the Torah. For sin is a transgression of the Torah. Again, you have the strong numbers in Hebrew and in Greek for the definition of what is sin. So now we know what basic truth is, what sin is, and what Yeshua was talking about. Okay, he came here to testify the truth. Okay, so how do we know that he did that, and how do we know what the truth is? Well, we need to know how our interpretations are. Is it accurate and precise? So here's a diagram that most people have not seen before, except for probably people in the quality profession. We talked about this using the same analogy with data. But let me explain to you this graph. In the bottom left corner, you have what we call someone or something that is not accurate nor precise. So you're just shooting everywhere. Now, in the other top left corner, you could be accurate but not precise. So basically, sometimes you hit the bullseye, sometimes you don't, but you're around there. So what you have in your system is you have error. Now, in the bottom right corner, you have precise but not accurate. So based on your theology and wherever you are within the scripture, and you can condense everything to a certain perspective or certain theology, but you can still be off the mark quite considerably, which means you have bias in your theology. And everything that you say and what you try to find to say, leads to the outcome that you want it to. So just to define precision. Precision is the quality or condition or fact of being exact and accurate. Freedom from variance. Accuracy is the condition or the quality of being true, correct or exact, freedom from error or defect, precision or exactness, or correctness. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you're accurate but not precise, you get error. It is the stated condition of being wrong in conduct or judgment. Okay? Bias is a prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person or group compared with another, usually in a way that is to be unfair. So you can have your bias in how you present your data. So one of the things you want to do is the ultimate where you want to be is you want to be accurate and precise. Otherwise, you get error, bias, or you're just frivolly just talking away. So whenever you want to be accurate and precise, one of the, I guess, biggest thing out there right now in the Hebrew movement is the fact that there is, let's say, discussion about, was it a Last Supper or was it a Passover? Okay, Matthew chapter, I think 26 verse 17 talks about the Passover being killed on the first day of unleavened bread. Yet John, in 3 occasions, says it was a day of preparation. Matthew, Mark, Luke all agree with each other, yet John says no, it was the day before the first of unleavened bread. Well, in order to be precise and accurate, we know that those two cannot coexist. So either Matthew, Mark, and Luke are wrong, or John's wrong. And what is your litmus test? Your litmus test has always been the Torah. And the Torah indicates and tells you that the Passover is killed on the 14th. It is eaten on the morning or the day of the 15th, which is the evening coming along. And then basically you can't leave the house till morning. So that in itself tells you what the accurate and precise should be. So therefore, if Torah is true, therefore the translation of Mark, Matthew, and Luke saying that it was the first day of unleavened bread is imprecise. John saying that it was a day of preparation, which was the 14th of Nisan, is accurate. So this is where your doctrine could be swayed either way. Again, it could be accurate but not precise, which is what people are saying, that it was the first day of unleavened bread. Or you could be precise and accurate and say John agrees with Torah. So based on that statement, there's two types of errors you can get. You can actually have a type 1 error. This is what we call in hypothesis testing in quality. Okay. The type 1 error is the probability of making an error, which is always known, minimized by decreasing a significant level. Okay. So basically what that means is that you can have a false positive. In other words, a type 1 error corresponds to convicting an innocent defendant, which is what they did to Yeshua. Okay? Type 2 error, based on that, is the fact that it is a false negative. Therefore, type 2 error corresponds to acquitting a criminal, which they also did that. So we have to watch out how we discern Scripture. A lot of us who basically are new into this, I've been into the Messianic movement as a Torah keeper for the past 4 years. I'm still learning a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people that have actually went to school and learned different languages. My basis for knowing other languages is obviously French is my maternal language. I didn't learn English till I was 8. So I understand the different terms and things like that we do and use. And English is quite a frivolous language in that way, where you can use one word meaning 5,000 different things. And this is where a lot of people that are English speaking but have no other languages behind them can't understand the difference between certain words and how they're used in another language. And that's not no fault of their own, it's just that's the structure of the English language, and which basically allows you to be inaccurate and also imprecise at times. So we must go back to the original languages to as close as possible. So for example, things like eSword, Strong's, Thayer's, Brown, Driver, and Briggs help you get to basically the definition of the words and how they can possibly be used. And always use basically the Torah as your guidance. And if anything differs from the Torah that is supposedly true and scriptural, then it usually is not. Because the Torah defines what is truth. So in conclusion, in Proverbs 25:2, it says that it is the glory of Elohim to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. We as kings and priests should search out a matter. Also Acts 17:11, which is a motto that I've been following for the last 10 years, is these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. And one of the things that really catches my eye in the scriptures, especially in Luke chapter 19, 41 to 45, was very much a statement of precision and accuracy, because the consequences was as follows. And when he came near, he beheld the city and wept over it. This is Messiah speaking. If you had known, even you, at least in this your day, the things that which belong unto your peace, but now they are hid from your eyes. For the days shall come, that your enemies shall cast a trench about you, and encompass you round, and keep you in on every side, and shall lay you even with the ground, and your children within you, and they shall not leave you one stone upon another, because you knew not the time of your visitation. Those are very, very strong words from Messiah. In other words, he held Jerusalem, or Judah, accountable for knowing when he was going to show up. That is frightening. And if they were precise and accurate, they would have known when he came into Jerusalem on the 10th of Nisan that year. But they did not. Therefore, judgment came upon them. How much more for us when we're not precise and accurate in how we look at scriptures and discern the word, based, again, from the truth, the Torah.